From Degrassi to Dreams, the birth of Drake, Aubrey Drake Graham, a name synonymous with chart-topping hits, sold-out arenas, and a life most could only dream of. But behind the blinding lights and the infectious beats lies a darker narrative, a story etched in the unforgiving streets of Toronto. This is not just about music, it's about survival. It's about the dangerous ties that bind. Born in 1986, Drake's early life was a world away from the lavish lifestyle he enjoys today. Raised in the heart of Toronto, he tasted both privilege and hardship. Private school corridors led him to the set of Degrassi, The Next Generation, his youthful face lighting up television screens. But the acting world was just a stepping stone. Music called, and Drake answered. His early mixtapes crackled with raw talent, a youthful hunger pouring through every rhyme. The streets listened. The industry took notice. This wasn't just another kid with a microphone. Drake had a story to tell, a voice that resonated with a generation yearning for authenticity. Little did he know, his ascent to stardom would be paved with more than just beats and rhymes. It would be a journey fraught with danger, loyalty, and the ever-present shadow of violence. The music industry is a fickle beast, promising fame and fortune while concealing the teeth that lie beneath. Drake's rise was swift, his talent undeniable, but success often attracts unwanted attention. The year was 2009. Drake, fresh off his signing with Lil Wayne's Young Money Entertainment, was on the cusp of superstardom, but the streets he'd sung about were never too far away. One fateful night, the reality of his newfound fame struck hard. A robbery, brazen and brutal, shook Drake to his core. The streets, it seemed, had their own way of reminding you who held the power. Shaken and vulnerable, Drake knew he needed protection, a shield against the forces that lurked in the shadows. Enter a man named Chubbs, a figure shrouded in street lore, a soldier in the ranks of the infamous Galloway Boys. It was a pact forged in necessity, a bond between the glitzy world of hip-hop and the raw underbelly of Toronto's gangland. Drake, the rising star, found himself tethered to a world he'd only glimpsed from afar. Chubbs, the hardened street soldier, saw an opportunity, a connection that could elevate his crew to new heights. This alliance, however, would come at a price, one measured in loyalty, fear, and ultimately, blood. In the blink of an eye, chaos descended upon the once peaceful square. Shouts echoed through the air, mingling with the sounds of breaking glass and frantic footsteps. The tension that had been simmering beneath the surface finally boiled over, and there was no turning back. People scattered in every direction, seeking refuge from the sudden eruption of violence. The scene was a stark contrast to the calm that had prevailed just moments before. It was as if a storm had swept through, leaving confusion and fear in its wake. The town of Barnaby was never the same after that fateful night. Whispers of the murder spread like wildfire, and everyone had their own version of the story. But the truth was far more chilling than anyone could imagine. It's said that history has a way of repeating itself. In Barnaby, this was more than just a saying. The same patterns, the same mistakes, over and over again. It was as if the town was trapped in a never-ending cycle of despair and darkness. For those who lived in Barnaby, life was a constant struggle. They moved through their days like shadows, haunted by the past and fearful of the future. Every corner of the town held a secret, and every secret had a shadow lurking behind it. Drake had always been different. He felt the weight of the town's history pressing down on him, but he refused to be consumed by it. The question remained, could he escape the darkness that had claimed so many before him? Only time would tell.